Okay guys, I know there are a billion people talking about Star Wars and I can't go read or watch every idea ever posted, so I'm just analyzing what I've seen. Sorry if it's a repeat, but let's just have a discussion and have fun. I would like to discuss Palpatine having a greater role in Anakin's life than the movie tells us. Looking up some background info, Palpatine was a man born to a high society family on Naboo, and his interests were money and power. That's about it. Long story short, Palpatine eventually met a man who was secretly Darth Plagueis and became his apprentice. Now, this is an important distinction from other characters. Palpatine was never a Jedi apprentice or a Padawan. He went straight to the dark side. Romantically, throughout the expanded universe, Palpatine gets named in a few love affairs, but there's no mention of any serious relationship, no wife, and no blood children, which is really odd because if you're building up an empire as an older adult, would someone like Palpatine really risk throwing that all in the dirt after he died? Because without an heir, there is no certainty of Palpatine's legacy, and I feel like he's too much of a all-about-me type to allow that to happen. Interesting enough though, Palpatine explains that Darth Plagueis could manipulate the midichlorians to create life. Palpatine also says that Plagueis taught his apprentice everything he knew, meaning Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious, would also know how to manipulate life through the Force. And no matter how loyal his followers were, Palpatine needed an heir of his own to kind of live forever on the throne. But at the same time, he was so busy manipulating his way into power that there wasn't exactly much time left over to raise a child for himself, especially not with his crazy double life going on. So instead of trying to track down a proper marital match, have a baby, and just hope that no one ever kidnaps said child to use as leverage against Palpatine, he just manipulated the Force to impregnate Shmi Skywalker. And I don't really know why he picked Shmi specifically. Maybe she was just randomly chosen because she lived in an area that could be safe from war. But overall, Shmi became a slave in the year 66 BBY, and it was in 65 BBY that Palpatine killed his own father and pledged his allegiance to Darth Plagueis. So timeline-wise, it fits. Although, hear me out. I know it seems weird to select a baby mama who's a slave. However, because Anakin was raised as a slave and had very little growing up and, you know, hidden away from the Jedi Order, he was already prepped to be emotional as a Jedi and easily lured over to the dark side. Now, I know you're all probably thinking about Return of the Jedi and how that might really contradict with what I'm saying, because if I'm right, then Palpatine tried to kill his own grandson, and he knew that. Well, I think with where Palpatine's mindset was by that point, that when Luke wouldn't turn to the dark side, Palpatine was okay with killing off his grandson because he knew that Leia existed, and she was already a princess/politician, so she'd probably be more easy to corrupt. Not because Leia is bad, but because Palpatine could more convince her because she knows how it is trying to govern a whole world. Or maybe Palpatine could see ahead to Ben Solo's path, so he knew that his legacy as a Sith Emperor would remain safe even if Luke was killed. Who can say for sure? But it does give us a lot to think about. Oh, and I have heard the idea of Plagueis being Anakin's real father, but Palpatine killed Plagueis, so I don't get the impression that Palpatine would have taken on Anakin if he thought there was any connection to his former mentor. Palpatine's too greedy, proud, and self-serving to allow his empire to be run by an outside bloodline, meaning Anakin as his son/best general is the most plausible explanation. And I know Darth Vader technically isn't a general, or at least I don't think he is, but you know, comparatively to all the roles he could possibly be, general is the closest you'll get to a comparable military position. Yeah, I might be overthinking it, but that's literally my job. Well, that's all I have for now, but this video's not quite over yet. I get a lot of comments that say, do a theory on this topic, but I've already done those theories. So please consider going to my main channel page and clicking on the video tab so that way you can see everything I've done. You will probably find a lot of things you like that you never even knew that I posted. I want to let you know that I also have two other channels, Say Halo Goodbye Gaming and the Fanily Family Vlogs. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed enough to hit subscribe and share. I can use all the help I can get to let other people know that this channel exists. And if you made it this far, leave me a comment that says something like, hey, I made it to the end. And then let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. I can't make any promises, but the more people that request something, the more I can look into it. Okay, well, I love you. I'll see you in the next video.